Joe, it feels like in terms of names you could have on your resume when the career's all said and done, Israel Adesanya might be one of the best that you could have available to you. Is that how you're feeling going into this fight?
Yeah, no, he's the greatest middleweight of all time, in my opinion. So yeah, it's a great opportunity. It's a great privilege to be able to do what I do and be able to say that I fought one of the best in the world. So I really look at this as a win-win, and I'm honored that I got this opportunity. Could have been anybody else, but it's me.
What makes him the best middleweight of all time, in your opinion?
I just think if you look at Anderson Silva, who was also one of the best, I think the modern era of the MMA fighter is now. And from year to date, I think Israel has beat the more complete MMA fighters. And just the way that he did it, I think he was so dominant. Obviously, Anderson Silva was, but, like, no disrespect to guys like Stephan Bonner or Forrest Griffin or Rich Franklin, but they weren't at the level that I think MMA fighters are today. So that's why I tip the cap to Israel as the greatest middleweight of all time.
You're always a very confident guy. I don't think you get overawed in these sort of situations, but do you anticipate a moment where you're actually facing off in the cage and being like, fucking hell, it's Israel Adesanya? Are you expecting that?
No. I've never been that guy. It's never really happened to me. It could have happened to me with like KG or in my debut, like realizing I'm in the UFC, but it's just, I don't know. Things like that don't happen to me for whatever reason. It's a good thing, Israel's a man, breathes air, bleeds blood. I respect him. I care about the guy. I've met him a few times. I think he's a real good dude. And I don't know him personally like that, but yeah, I got nothing bad to say about him.
You've obviously spoken this week a lot about your personal life changes. Curious, what made you want to talk about that with us, media, and the public?
I think if you've made true change and this is really how you choose to live your life, then you shouldn't be afraid of anything that anybody has to judge about your life. And I really feel like the change has come within my soul, and it's a beautiful thing. It sets a man free. I feel reborn. I feel reinvigorated. I feel like this isn't that big to me anymore. It used to be all or nothing. I used to be captured by anxiety, addiction, and just trapped within my own mind. So it's very important, not just for you guys here, but for the world to hear and on your platforms if you guys choose to release it. I know it's like a finicky thing to be able to talk about faith for whatever reason in this country or just in the world with the way everything seems to have been going. So God has restored my life, and I feel like a born-again believer, and yeah, I don't want to be a bad person anymore. I think this gives me a true compass on how to be a real man.
You say about not being a bad person anymore. I don't want to delve into your personal life, but the stuff that we know about, right? Some of the comments you've made that got you backlash in the past, or those sort of things. Do you look at those as examples of being a bad person, or do you think, no, that's sort of separate to what I'm talking about?
No, those are examples of being a bad person. Whether I felt I was right or I was wrong, it doesn't matter. It didn't need to be said. But I wanted to say it because I followed what my ego and what my heart thought was right. And sometimes the heart is the biggest deception and deceiver that you can have. And, I have my justifications for why I've said what I've said. It's not like I just came out of the blue saying these things. But, just handling things with a little bit more grace now. And I don't have to comment on everything that makes me upset. I don't have to give energy or life to everything that makes me upset. I live a privileged life. I live a great life of opportunity. Look at where I'm sitting. Look at who I'm fighting. And look at the life that I've lived and where I'm at from the life that I've been able to survive and still make it to here. So I don't think any of that's possible without God directing and being in my life with the people, particularly He's put around me. And I'm just very grateful that I never hurt myself and I never took myself off this planet from being that selfish. So, yeah, man, it's a true change in my life. And my girlfriend, Ashlyn, helped me come to know God to a whole nother level I never felt was possible. And feeling the presence of God is special.
Thank you.
Joe, over here. So kind of on that note, like we see you here, you're very calm and like it seems like a different mentality sort of going into fight week, but how do you flip that switch when you step into the cage and you turn into sort of this, the killer and the aggressive fighter? Like how do you find that balance?
Yeah, I think that's been the most asked question revolved around like my change, right? But it's I know what I'm doing, and I've always been a competitor. I've done this long enough that I know how to turn that switch, and that's what I believe about. One of my buddies, Ryan Del Grande, told me, which I was super against and fought him on it as I was trying to, chase my faith and everything, was that we're all actually bad people, and we need a moral compass, being God and faith, to actually allow us to have the opportunity to be good people, which is why you have to teach your children not to hit each other, not to be jealous. We all naturally are jealous, envious, greedy, and we have to be taught not to do those things. So I naturally will always have that anger in me, that hurt, that desire to hurt somebody. It's just a part of being an imperfect human, especially with how long I've done this and how long I've competed. So it's not going to be any different, except the only difference will be that I'm fighting for the love of my life and our future and our family, and even her family, as they've taken me in and been there, unconditionally. So yeah, I'm fighting for her, us, and our future.
I want to go all the way back to you getting this fight. What was your reaction when you found out you would be fighting Israel Adesanya? Because I think a lot of fighters wanted that fight. It's a big name in the division. Were you surprised at all to get this fight?
I wasn't surprised because I don't like. Was there more people deserving than me on paper? Absolutely, I'm not stupid, but I put myself in this position, I think, because I get finishes I'm exciting to watch, and I'll go for broke. And I used to say very harsh things and crazy crap. Hopefully this guy doesn't suffer from a suffocation from going down the wrong windpipe. But yeah, man, I wasn't surprised, but I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Originally they were trying to get me with Paulo Costa, and I wasn't a fan of that just because of how inconsistent his career has been with actually making the fights and missing weight and all this other stuff. Like, I wasn't in the position, still I'm not in the position until, obviously we got on a new contract and everything to possibly not fight. I want to be active. I've had a lot of injuries, so I can't really afford to not fight. And, yeah. So okay. I'm grateful for it. Thank you.
And we talked about all the accolades that Israel Adesanya has. You spoke very highly of him. How do you prepare for a striker like him that's so high level? Do you bring fighters in? Is it a game plan thing? Like, how do you deal with someone like Adesanya?
Yeah, he moves a lot. He's a chess player. He's not an egotistical guy. When he's in there, he's really trying to use his skills as a way to dismantle you. So one of his greatest attributes is his distance management. And he's downloading the whole time. So, if he's able to make you bite here and make you bite again, then he goes. So he goes after he gets some reads. And so, yeah, it was a little bit frustrating of a camp. Obviously, I had those days. I'm fighting a guy who is constantly moving, constantly feinting, super long, super tall, and isn't going to stay in the pocket too many times and trade blows. So yeah, it is what it is. I think every camp is hard, but I brought in tall people. I did the best that I could. I trained my butt off, and made a best man win Saturday night.
I know you're different fighters, but what did you make of his performance against Imavov in his last fight? Because there's some school of thought that maybe Adesanya's on the decline. Others say that it's just he got caught and you sort of finished that way. Like, what was sort of your assessment of his performance in that fight?
Yeah, I think it's exactly that. He got caught, and I know everybody's like, oh, he lost 4 of his last 5, but, 3 of his...
Pretty good opposition, though, right?
Yeah, 3 of his 3-fight skid is literally number 1, I think, is Imavov. Number 2 is DDP. And then number 3 is Strickland. All 3 of the guys that he lost to are still above him, and he's number 4 now. Mm-hmm. So, give the guy some grace. He's done a lot in the sport. I'm not going to sit there and pretend like that's motivation for me because he's on a 3 fights. It's a record. Like, I don't care about his record as far as I'm concerned. I'm 0-0 against him. He hasn't beat me. I haven't beat him. It was a totally different fight, totally different challenge. And the reason I believe that is true is because I have an equalizer in both of my hands that God has given me, a gift that I can beat any man on any given night, just don't get clipped. So I don't make too much of his losses. I think he's still one of the best.
And just last one for me, you referenced Sean Strickland, obviously big opportunity against Chimaev coming up here pretty soon. What do you make of that fight? Obviously styles make fights. It's going to be, I think, a different fight than what we saw against Chimaev and Dricus du Plessis. How do you see that fight unfolding?
I don't know. I didn't really think too much about it, but I'm happy that Sean Strickland's getting the opportunity. I'm Team USA still. And, yeah, I hope he wins. I think he's got a good opportunity. I think he's got good takedown defense. I think he's got good get-ups. I think he's got a real opportunity to win. So best of luck to Sean Strickland, and I hope he wins.
Hey, Joe. We talked a little bit yesterday, and you kind of said, if it goes this way, if it goes my way on Saturday, then it was part of the plan. But if it goes the other way, that's part of the plan too. And like sometimes we don't hear fighters kind of talk about that mentality of being okay if it doesn't go their way. Do you think, like, has that affected your mentality going into the octagon, or do you think it makes you more dangerous knowing the fact that you've accepted it could go either way?
No, I think it makes me more dangerous because I'm not sitting here battling my mind trying to control every result to be a positive. You're going to have negative thoughts, you're going to have doubts, you're going to have all this crap that comes into your mind. It's just a matter of how you filter it. And like I said, I feel like I've been truly set free to where it's like I can't control anything but right now. Like, I can't worry about Saturday night because right now I'm sitting here doing an interview talking to you guys about what's really changed in my life, something that really has brought me to tears every single day for the past 5.5, 6 weeks. And I feel a true conviction to just let go of everything and trust God's plan. Like, that's truly just where I'm at. And we'll worry about the fight Saturday night when it's the day to fight. But right now we worry about doing interviews and having a good time and enjoying this and not riddling my mind with constant concern. Like, if I truly trust and I believe in God's plan, win or lose, I just have to go out there and give it my absolute best and face whatever that result is. So that is true freedom. And that's why I said that yesterday with you, which I'm thankful for you, because I think there's a lot of platforms that don't want people to talk about God, Jesus, or our faith. And I'm going to continue to do so, even if it pisses people off.
Appreciate it, bro. And I think you were on the Overdogs podcast probably like a month ago, and you talked about Bo Nickel, and you said, I want to fight this guy. Do you think, like, first of all, has that perspective?
I'm different even from that interview.
Yeah, I was just going to say, because, like, at the time, did you think you saw some things about Bo Nickel that maybe you saw in yourself, like, that you didn't like about him, or what was the...
I just think I was doing that interview out of my ego still. It's... I don't have any ill will with Bo Nickel. I wish him the best, and he's fighting one of the guys that I train with, Kyle Dawkins. I'm glad Kyle Dawkins got that opportunity. I think it was just more or less like I was so fragile that when Bo Nickel said he would beat me easy, it was like I couldn't let it go, and I had to tell him when I saw him in New York when Sean was fighting Michael Morales, like, yo, you say something, you got to say it to me. Look, I know I can fight, man. If anybody wants to find out, I'm not hard to find. That's just what it comes down to. So if you got something to say about me, come say it to my face. I'm still here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in the UFC. If you want to get busy, I'm here. We can get sturdy, dog. So I definitely ain't running from anybody, and I'm not afraid of anybody in this division. I think they should be afraid of me because I have devastating power, and the only way you're going to take that away from me is if you catch me first. So I ain't got no ill will with him. I retract my statements on wanting to fight him. I'm above that. And if he works his way into the top 15, let's get busy. Let's go.
Joe, over here. You've talked about your power. Is there any other area that you think you have a clearest advantage over Izzy?
100%. My jiu-jitsu game, my wrestling game. 100% I'm the better jiu-jitsu player. 100% I'm the better wrestler. He's got good defense, but you never see him offensively wrestle. I'm sure he's got decent jiu-jitsu, but it's not my level. That doesn't mean that I'm going to be able to use it. It's obviously I got to be able to get the fight to the ground if I'm going to use it. But it's really going to depend on what he's giving me, and if I'm able to make clean entries. Because he does have good defense. It's not like he was a world champion for no reason. I'm not saying I can just go out there, out grapple this dude, and do whatever I want to him. I have to earn those things. I'm very aware, but I do believe that I am by far the better jiu-jitsu player if I'm able to get it there. So, I have a lot of tools, man. I don't just rely on my power. The only reason I've said so much about my power is because that's what I'm here to do. I want to get knockouts, but at this level, the top of the top, I understand it's going to be a lot harder to get, and the margin for error is a lot less. It's a lot less. I can't be as sloppy as I've been in the other fights for this fight particularly.
And do you see this fight as a breakthrough moment for your name, or just another fight?
It's just another fight, brother.
Okay. And what do you think the division looks like for you over the next year if you win this fight?
No clue. I truly don't know. If I win and I finish Izzy, I could jump to a title. I could jump to a number one contender. If I win a decision, I definitely will have one more. And then it might depend on that performance. If I lose, I still win.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
How much have you watched of Adesanya's title reign, and what mistakes did his former opponents make that you're going to try to avoid?
What mistakes have his opponents that he's beat made?
When he was champion?
I think you're trying to outkick a kickboxer. He's one of the best in the world at that. I mean, the guy was, 75-4, 75-5 in kickboxing. He fought the best of the best. He fought guys like Alex Pereira. He beat a guy like Alex Pereira. Like, you can't play his game, man. He's going to download info, and he's going to keep chipping. And, he's a chess player. He's making reads the whole time. He's a very intelligent man. He's more of an intelligent fighter than he is, like, anything athletically gifted. So, yeah, I think that's just they tried to play his game too much. And then when you saw guys like Jan Blachowicz who mixed it up, who could take, some damage, and then guys like Pereira that were bigger than he was at what he does. But, so I think they've made minor mistakes. And the guys that have had success, they don't give him that space. They don't give him that respect. And I'm not going to give him that respect when I'm in there. I obviously respect him, but, in the cage, I got to fight my fight.
And the 25 minutes against Jack Hermanson, is that something that you're using for valuable kind of experience in a main event here? Is that something I guess, the experience from that bringing into the Adesanya fight at all?
Nah, I was sick, bro. It's just what it is. You guys can believe me, don't believe me. I had the worst camp of my life. I trained 2 5-minute rounds for that fight. Didn't have a running program, didn't do anything right. Went out there, fought my ass off, lost, got hit in the eye, couldn't see. Then I just continued to eat jabs and take calf kicks and didn't do anything about it. Was too young for the moment. Had a lot of stuff wrong. Had a lot of congested things in my brain. It is what it is, bro. I lost. Life moves on. So, yeah, I've learned some things. I've matured. I've grown. And even from my recent fight, I was able to show, even though I didn't show up, I felt like crap. I still was able to dig deep when I didn't even have to dig that deep, but I was able to just refocus in between rounds and to come out and do what I was supposed to do, which was pressure, land the shot, put him down.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.